Disability has always been part of human existence. People with disabilities are our loved ones, our friends, our neighbors, people that we know. The disability community is one that any of us can join at any time. I'm Jim Henry, Commissioner of the Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. Tennessee can be very proud of where it is, all we've done over the years for our citizens with disabilities. We've come a long way from the days when they were hidden away in everyday life, in institutional care. Places like Clover Bottom, Green Valley, and Arlington Developmental Centers were considered state-of-the-art facilities in their day. Over the years, philosophies and standards have changed, recognizing that people with disabilities are people who deserve a full and rich life and in the community with their families and friends. The Medicaid waiver programs that began in the 1980s opened up the institutional doors to the possibility of living life in the community. It was the start of a movement towards community-based services and the ability to remain at home or in the local community. Today, there are resources available for people with developmental disabilities to live and even work in their communities. Residential supports and services, home health care, and other community-based services are available to allow them to live in neighborhoods close to families and friends. We've been reminded that disability is only one part of who they are. There are people who have families and friends, likes and dislikes, hopes and dreams, and Tennessee is well on her way to making a difference in the lives of her citizens with disabilities. 3 of those citizens, Elizabeth, Danny, and Joe, and her sister Mona, are here to share with you their stories about living in their communities.
I think the first concern was the medical attention. Would she have the same medical attention that she had in a nursing home, which was almost instantaneous, you know. But then I found out, I was reassured that she would have. They have a nurse on staff, and then the house managers, well, all of the caregivers are trained. And Joe had an incident here recently that reassured me that, you know, that's not a problem. She got choked at breakfast, and LaShondra performed the Heimlich. Yeah, she did the Heimlich maneuver, and Joe came right up with what was choking her. But she didn't hesitate, you know, and then she took her on to Baptist East, and she got, and so when she called me after she got to Baptist East, and I said, well, how's she doing? And she said, well, right now she's laying up here snoring. And I said, well, I guess she's okay. Joe can take a nap anywhere.
Well, I'm on a special diet.
Okay.
And I read that diet. Now, the reason I'm on that diet, I'm a diabetic. Here's what my doctor said. You can't have Coca-Cola. What you can have, young lady, is Diet Coke.
And she's getting speech therapy. And what other kind? You get some other kind of physical therapy, speech therapy. And what else you get? What else? Yeah, you get some other are some of the other advantages, Joe? Oh, being 10 minutes from me. It used to take half a day to go visit Joe. There was an hour's drive there and an hour's drive back, and by the time I spent an hour and a half, I'd taken up a half a day. And now I'm 10 minutes from here. And we can talk on the phone.
Let me see. We went to a lady's birthday party next door last Friday. It's her birthday. We had hamburgers and some chips and Diet Coke, and we had a real good time. The lady next door gave me some clothes. I ain't asked for them. I said, "Guys, it's so good." And she gave me some clothes, and we washed them and I hung them up, and we cleaned my room.
We can't even begin to talk about them, can we? The benefits you've gotten. For this, look how alert she is today. And she is pretty alert today. She's getting a little tired now. She used to have to dress in moo-moo. She was confined to a jerry chair all day long. Now she's getting physical therapy. She can stand for over a minute. And she's probably going to get to the point where she can stand and pivot so that the staff won't have to pull at her and lift her. And she's, what else? She gets to go out in the community, and I'm sure she'd never been to a grocery store before in her life. Joe, let me talk, please. And they say that she is curious. I know that she's curious about things she hadn't seen before. But they have to watch her because she wants to pick up everything in the store. I guess she thinks it's there for the taking. And what else, Joe? She has the housemates, even though they don't have speech. I called here one morning and, wait a minute, let me tell her about you and talking to Phoebe. And whoever answered the phone said, oh, she and Phoebe have been talking all morning. And they seem to have a, affinity for each other. They seem to understand that they belong here. Janice Williams from Arlington told me. I said to her, I got very concerned, and I said to her, what do we do if this doesn't work? And she said, this will work. And I believed her because I heard what she was saying. If this house doesn't work, we won't stop until we find something that does. And there is something out there for your relative that will work. And we will find it before we stop. The person who really got her here is Dr. Nancy Ray, who is a court monitor for the lawsuit that was filed against Arlington. And she wrote me a letter telling me the things that Joe needed, and I wrote back and said, you are right on, but I haven't found a place that can fill these needs. So she was the one that I would say, if you could talk to her, you would be, as long as you get somebody that's knowledgeable, and somebody like Janice Williams, who will work very hard for you, because they cover every base. They take you to see the houses, they introduce you to the people, they introduce you to their system, and they hold your hand the whole way through it. And you need somebody to hold your hand. So I would tell you that you investigate it, and if you think, you have to make the final call. But I don't think you could go wrong, do you? Say, no, you couldn't. Say, yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's right, Mona. You say that? That's right, Mona.
Okay. I can do it. Anybody can do it.
I should enjoy it all. God is just so good. I'll say it again.
Change can be scary for anyone, even when there are other options available. Even when we know we're moving into something better. We tend to want to settle for what we know, what is familiar. What exciting days are ahead for people with disabilities who've lived their lives in our state developmental centers or other forms of institutional care. If you'd like more information about community-based living, please call 615-253-4632.